Hello, lovely people of the internet. I'm Red June. I'm a person. I've been an ovo-lacto pescatarian for nearly 2 decades, and you can refer to me by whatever pronouns you feel most comfortable using. Um, I I did just roll out of bed looking like this today. Um, ugh, I should have looked in a mirror before starting this live, but whatever. Yeah. How is everybody doing this morning? You know, I'm just gonna clip it up and be done with it. I don't really care. I don't see anybody in the live chat, but if you are watching, good morning. This is a video that I probably should have done a while ago, but I kind of put it off just mostly because I didn't want to. So if you're new here, I will let you know that on this channel we are absolutely critical of people's opinions about things, but we are not going to be critical of people based on their appearance. We're not going to be critical of people based on a difference in moral values, all right? We challenge ideas and beliefs and opinions, but we do not go after people individually. And I do think that that is important to remind everybody of because today we're going to be covering a subject that I have mentioned before on my channel in a previous live stream. I've talked about the Dad Challenge podcast. So today I'm going to kind of just give you an overview of what all has been up, is up with all of that, and why I'm coming at you with maybe I'm eating crow, maybe my opinions changed. I don't know. We'll see what you guys say down in the comments. But for those of you who aren't familiar with the whole Micah Stoffer situation, Micah Stoffer and her husband, Jim, adopted a small child from China who had disabilities. They were well aware of his disabilities before they adopted him. Upon adopting him, they claimed that his disabilities were more extensive than what they were made aware of. However, there are many videos that they have now since privated where they talk about potentially having all those issues and being warned about all of those issues. So after this poor little guy lived with them in their house for about 3 years and was, I'm not gonna say that they necessarily abused him. I think that the actions were abusive, whether or not they were intended that way, and I am very careful about how I word that because I come from a household where my father's actions were absolutely abusive towards me and my brothers as a child, but I don't think that my father ever intended to abuse us. So that is why I'm very careful about that language. But I do believe that the situation, sorry, that this kid ended up in was an abusive situation. For instance, his primary language that he used to communicate was ASL, American Sign Language. And while he was in this home, he had his hand duct taped. He There were several videos of Micah just grabbing him by the hand while he was trying to talk. That's, for an ASL user, that is the equivalent of just putting your hand over his mouth or duct taping his mouth shut. That's whether or not Micah realized that she was being abusive when she did that, that was abusive towards her child. So, things progressed there, and eventually, at some point, viewers noticed, first of all, that this little guy was no longer appearing in their videos. And after it was brought up several times, the Stoffers acknowledged that they had, quote, rehomed their child. Again, I'm not going to get into depth with it a whole lot. There are plenty of other really great creators. Sloan is one that I will drop in the description after I upload, where they talk about this in great detail as far as what happened. One of the channels that picked up on this was the Dad Challenge podcast. He was one of the very early ones to pick up on this, and he was pretty relentless. He wanted answers. He went behind the scenes to get more information, and If you've seen my earlier videos, you know that I was supportive of this, especially sorry, especially to begin with, we didn't have information about where this little guy was. We didn't know if he was safe. We didn't know it sounded like he'd been rehomed via Facebook. So there were a lot of very big questions, and there are still some very, very big questions. And I'm not saying that those have all necessarily been answered, but what I'm saying is that there's a certain way to go about getting answers to those. And one thing that Dad Challenge podcast did very early on was to call out all of these things. And he started out by going through every video that this little guy had been featured in, and he reported on each and every single video, and I appreciate that he did that, and personally, my thoughts and feelings are that once he did that, I would have appreciated once a week at the top of his weekly show or whatever, just to give us a little, an update, right? A status update on where he is with the search for H. Um, Last I heard is that he was trying to get some money together for a private investigator so that he can find out just that the private through the private investigator that H is safe, that he's being well cared for. So not necessarily even what his address is, even what state he's in. We just want to know that he's being safe and well cared for, which again, I am absolutely in favor of. There Shortly after I uploaded my last video where I did promote Dad Challenge podcast and this effort that he is making to locate H, there started to be this, oh, the camera's off. There started to be this repeated theme to all of his videos where now he does talk about other family vloggers also, but I think he's gone through every single one of Micah's videos, and it's one thing to go through them. Again, I feel like he could have done this in a tasteful way, but, the way that he does it is very mocking, very, going after the appearance of these people, and I stopped watching, right? I stopped watching a few weeks ago, and I was like, kind of felt icky about it, kind of considered taking down my video where I had promoted him, but I felt like his heart was still in the right place, and I just kind of ignored it. And then today I saw that, Creepshow Art had uploaded a video where she talked about him just well, actually, she didn't. She's recently had surgery, so she had, a substitute in today, and he was talking about how it really has gotten to the level of stalker, where he and again, he's not just going after her and saying, "Hey, we need more information on H. Just give us more information on H, and we'll back down." Um he's making fun of her appearance. He's making fun of people that she is surrounded by in her hemisphere. And now it's not just Micah, it's um all of the other family vloggers that she has now associated with. He's going after them as well. And some of them have even come out and said, "Hey, you know, I have had a falling out with Micah over this. Like, she and I are no longer friends, but he's going after all of these and saying, 'Hey, you guys are family vloggers, and that's why I'm going after you.'" It does specifically seem to be the ones that Micah is associated with or was associated with in the past. It's not the big, huge, what's the Ace family is, he's not going after huge, big channels, he's going after these smaller family vloggers, as well as also occasionally uploading videos with his own children in it. So it does seem to be somewhat hypocritical. And I guess my point is, um, I just I see the energy and I see what he's going for, and I absolutely appreciate it. But I think that it needs to be something where it's an update every week, where we get a little 2-minute update on here's where we are, not a whole thing where it's literally every day going after either Micah or one of her friends or former friends. At this point, it feels like a personal vendetta. And I get it because, like, I get angry and I get to where I cannot let shit go. Like, I am absolutely the same, where I'm like, I cannot let it go. I'm gonna just stay on this. But there's a tasteful way to do it. And I feel like he's crossed the line to where it's like, okay, this is too much. This is too much. We need to like step it back. We need to If it is a thing that he wants to keep going, and absolutely, I agree with him wanting to, fund that personal investigator, that private investigator. Absolutely do it. Do a bar on the side of your screen that says, "Hey, here's how close we are to our goal of getting a private investigator," or something like that. Not where it's like literally every video is just needling and needling and needling this group of people who are just trying to live their lives. And yes, there are things that I absolutely disagree with when it comes to family bloggers and how they go about things. Absolutely. There are things with family vloggers that make me cringe left and right, but there's a way to go after it, and there's a tactful way to go after it, and just mocking and making fun of them and making fun of their appearance and that sort of thing, that's all that's doing is just breeding more negativity. So, those are my thoughts and feelings on it. And like I said, I did kind of need to eat crow on this a little bit because Dad Challenge Podcast was absolutely somebody that I had promoted in the past. And again, I'm not saying that I don't, support his cause. I just think that he maybe needs to make some changes about how he goes about it. So, thank you all so much for watching. I love ya, and I will try and upload. I'm probably not gonna upload another live stream this week. I might have a video for you tomorrow, but probably not. Um If you're new here, I usually try to do at least 1 live stream here a week, and then I'm trying to bring my other one over to my second channel so that you guys don't have to just listen to me blather on and on and on when it's something that's a more extensive topic than this. So, I will get some links up down in the description later today, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye.